Number 5, write the equation that is used to calculate percent error. And it's not that complicated of a calculation. Where percent error is equal to the accepted value minus the experimental value. The accepted value meaning that correct and true real value that you may or may not know. But here you have to know it, obviously. The accepted value minus the experimental value. The experimental value is what you got. Okay? And a lot of students, they have a desired tendency to want to kind of fudge that number, so it seems like their experimental data is a little bit more accurate than it really is. Fight that urge. Okay, just write down what you actually got. Lying doesn't get anybody anything. So we take your experimental value, we subtract that from the accepted value. Okay, and so that's the difference between your value and the true value. And then we compare that difference to the accepted value. And that's why we divide by the accepted value one more time. Okay, so accepted value minus experimental value divided by accepted value. And then we do want to turn this into a percent, because just after these calculations it would be a decimal, and so we multiply by 100%. Fairly simple calculation. B, however, asks, under what condition will percent error be negative? And it's kind of simple to see. If the experimental value, okay, this term right here, is higher than the accepted value, okay, the true value. And we can see that by making up some imaginary, not even numbers. If I, get a certain number, okay, if there is a certain number for the accepted value, but in my experiment I get a way larger number, and I'll just represent that by a bigger pound sign. It's not a hashtag. I hate you. But we have a much larger number for this experimental value. You can see that when we subtract the larger number from the smaller number, it will become negative. And we divide by a positive, so it remains a negative number. We multiply by 100%, it remains a negative number. So anytime that your experimental value is larger than your accepted value, you're going to have a negative percent error. And that doesn't mean anything especially bad has happened. All that truly means when you have a negative percent error is that you missed your mark high. That's it. Okay, you didn't hit the accepted value exactly, which people essentially never do, and the side that you fudged on is the high side. Okay, and so when you see a negative percent error, it means that you missed high.